by not being able to emotionally connect to our bodies, which starts from the very first attack imprint of loneliness. If at some point you did believe that you did feel that you are lonely, you did have the sense that nobody cares, that what you say is not worthy, it's not valuable, that you're not taken seriously, that you are, if you had those imprints that you're just a child, or if you were neglected or abused in any way, which probably happened at some point, if you had a heartbreak at any point, those imprints can gradually completely disconnect you from your bodily physical senses. We start doubting ourselves. When something feels good, there is a second voice that goes, yeah, but that's not true. That's not real. That's just what I feel. Because when you felt that it's really fucking unfair that your loved ones do not reciprocate love or attention, when you felt how unfair that is, you had to look at what's real. And reality translated as, well, I guess if I cannot do anything to change the fact that they don't care, that they are abusive, that they are neglective, then there must be something wrong with me. You started internalizing and you started accepting the abuse, pain, neglect, sadness, anger, frustration as the base for your reality. If you base your creation on that source point, you are going to keep regurgitating the same thing, and you're going to keep doubting yourself at infinity. So today, we're going to breathe into certain parts of our bodies. And even if you cannot see shit, even if you cannot feel or hear shit, absolutely fine. Give it your best shot. Put your heart into it. Just make the commitment to yourself that I want to feel my body again. I want to be good with my own body again. I want to feel my emotions again. I want to be alive. I want to feel alive in this world. One last thing before we start. Find yourself a comfortable position. Get some water, get some hydration, get a cozy blanket. I'm fucking freezing. I am a ridiculously intense person. I'm just starting to come to terms with how sensitive I am. So I started shutting down my feeling sensations. I started disconnecting myself from my emotional reality just so that I don't feel pain, physical pain as much as emotional pain. I'm very sensitive to sound, very sensitive. And when I started shutting down just feeling sensation in itself, I started feeling more comfortable, more at ease, more at peace. But I started massively losing something from my individuality, from my sense of self. I've had, just because I was cheerful, I had people asking me that, are you on something? Are you on drugs? When I was like 11, 12, haha, funny. Are you on drugs? And the feminine in me just goes, oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm too much. I fully understand. I'll cut back. I'll just lay down and die. The masculine in me immediately just goes, am I on something? You should be on fucking something if you cannot keep up with me. None of those are healthy responses. And I have a very different public personality and personal personality. I have a very different home life. And even at home, when I'm living with other people, I'm curbing myself. I have a very explicit sense of humor. I have a very explicit language at home. And especially around the sexual energy. Sex is so, the orgasmic energy is so ingrained with love for me that it has such an intensity that my sexual essence is feminine. I am willing to open myself up completely. And that's what I want to practice, to open that up on a cellular level. But I have the mental and emotional layers of it embedded, that I'm completely willing to open myself up and give in and actively receive and invite. Now, I talk about sexual energy a lot, but I don't show it. When I do, I get responses that I don't want to get. So twice when I was dancing on the dance floor, twice at separate occasions, 2 separate people proposed to me. Now, yes, they were both on drugs or drunk or something, but very genuinely, the second one I don't remember because I was just like, yeah, not happening again. But the first one, very, very genuinely, I was just dancing and there was this guy who was like, I'm so sorry, I'm from Sydney. I want you to come back with me to Sydney. I don't mean anything creepy about this, but just, I'm looking at you. I'm like, everything that you are, I'm in love with that. I know that I'm not a creep. He was high. I'm really not, but he was so genuine about it. That was the point where I'm like, holy shit, he really means it. And I really had to like, okay, dude. Okay, all right. Like I really had to, because he was genuine. He was like, I'm not a creep. I do mean this, that I love you. So I would love to marry you. I would love to spend the rest of my life with you. And that's just coming from, everybody has their own interpretations of the world, but that energy, that attraction, that's just coming from the magnetic side that I project, that I am willing to merge with another being. So when someone tunes into that willingness, then they are immediately so attracted to that magnetic energy that I get a lot of unwanted sexual attention when I do express myself the way I want to express myself. Now, because I probably give 10% of my energy in a public setting, it used to be very emotionally painful for me, because I used to feel like that I am not myself. And I used to feel very restricted that I cannot be myself, because I felt very unsafe in this world if I were to be myself. I felt very misunderstood, misused, and not just unsafe in a sexual way, but unsafe in a way that if I love, I am not going to get back that intensity of love. And I don't mean it in an obsessive way, in a needy way. I'm probably one of the most individual people. I need my alone time. I love my alone time, and I give that time to everybody else. But when I do love, I love intensely. And that intensity can be really frightening to people, or in my past experiences, it has been. So when hello, what's happening? Hello. Oof. Sometimes I keep getting these just little high-pitched tone right in my ear. Thank you, baby. Thank you. So I keep getting bugged all week long. Now, I made the commitment only a month ago, literally a month ago, that I'm going to give it a year. It was Christmas, the night before Christmas. And I made myself the commitment that I'm going to give it a year. I'm going to give everything that I got. I'm going to put my heart into it, and I'm going to express more and more of what I am, who I am, how I think, and how I feel. A massive part of how I feel is resensitizing the body. When you're a bit lost about breathe into your stomach, or breathe into your pineal gland, or breathe into this hand, that hand, move your breath like that. When I started breathing like that, I'm like, fuck, I don't feel any of this. Is bullshit, Jesus. And there were so many programs going on about, first of all, anything that is vaguely religious, anything that is vaguely too feminine, spiritual. I have a love letter to men, what I think about the masculine energy and what I think about this overly feminized energy, how it alienates the masculine energy. And it alienates the masculine energy in me as well. I don't believe the woo-woo. I don't believe the slightest amount of this overly touchy-feely, everything is connected, just love, just open your heart up thing. Give me hardcore facts, give me fucking evidence. But then I realized that partly I don't feel things because I so actively neglect my own body. When it gives me signals that I'm tired, I'm sad, I'm lonely, I'm agitated, I'm anxious. I kept doing not just drugs, but coffee. Today, I was like, I still had this thing in me. I'm like, I'm tired. I cannot make it without coffee. I'm just gonna have a coffee. Just coffee. And that's what commitment is about. That's what integrity is about. That if I said that I believe that I can generate that power, I can generate that energy, then I don't need coffee. And my elementals just go ape shit. They're like, but I need the fucking coffee. I said fucking coffee. All right, Jesus, fine. We are not going to get coffee. What's wrong? The conversation. We did, I have this spiraling sense of talking about things. So we talked about a lot, like we talked about timeline shifts. We talked about how to initiate a very respectful relationship with parts of yourself that felt abused or neglected. We talked about how this whole system, this pyramidal system works, that one asset at the top is gathering massive amounts of attention and energy, and how that asset then can be used for other beings. So we touched upon a bunch of those. We touched upon how to generate higher quality frequencies, higher quality energies to feel better about yourself, to feel that you have self-worth, to feel on a biochemical level that you are worthy. And I think what brings all of them together, now that we're going on a little break next week, is embodiment. That you only believe fully when every level of your existence has a coherent message. If your emotional understanding is different from your mental understanding, you're going to throw it out. It's useless. It's not real. Skepticism. When you know that it's true, but you cannot feel it, you throw it out. It's not real. Skepticism. I'm stupid. I'm naive. Why would I believe in it? Why would I go for that? Why would I go for the job? Why would I go for that girl? I'm never going to get it. When you embody any state, thought, feeling, belief, then the level of coherence between your physical, mental, emotional layers, and that physicality, that emotional state, and that mental state that exists, that triad exist in higher and higher dimensional frequencies as well. So it's the same, it's a repeating cycle. So it's really only those three layers. It's physical, emotional, and mental. When those three are in harmony, then you give yourself the confirmation that you can accept this as the base of your reality. You can trust that this is true. You can trust that this is real. You don't have to go in loops of being skeptical about everything. War is over. You don't have to fight. You are free to go home. So let's go home.